good for him. Kind of like you said, great career. Got his ring, which I think is what was kind of most important to him.
The Rams have to look to plug a big gaping hole.
That's what she said. Michael.
In their defensive line. Welcome back to the most unprofessional sports channel on YouTube. Welcome back to Swivel Chair Sports. I'm your host, Zach Zuckerberg Burkle, here with the host today, Aaron. Go and say hi, Aaron.
Hi, if you like our content, be sure to like and subscribe and leave a comment and let us know what you think.
But other than that, let's go ahead and get into it. So in this video, we'll be taking a look at the Los Angeles Rams off-season situation. And obviously, the number one thing on Rams fans' minds, I'm sure, is thank you, Aaron Donald, for the years of greatness, arguably the greatest defensive lineman in NFL history. Retired after, I believe it was 10 seasons of just pure Hall of Fame worthy success. Dude was incredible. Really nobody like him in his, decade of NFL service time. Far and away the best defensive tackle of his generation. Right up there with J.J. Watt as far as, impact goes from a defensive player in the last 10 years. So just start this episode off by saying thank you, Aaron Donald, for all of the amazing plays we got to witness over the years. Glad that you got the ring that you deserved. And thank goodness we're not going to have to deal with your ass anymore, because holy shit, are you a game wrecker. But yeah, Aaron, what are kind of your thoughts on, the Aaron Donald retirement announcement?
Is this becoming a thing where players just retire earlier? Megatron did it. Patrick Willis did it.
That's true.
I'm sure there are several other
Kuechly.
players that I'm not remembering off. Kuechly, yeah. So maybe it's a new sort of trend. Get your money, put your time in, and then get out while you still can walk and
Yeah.
don't feel terrible every single day of your life. But good for him. Kind of like you said, great career. Got his ring, which I think is what was kind of most important to him. And yeah, I think all quarterbacks are rejoicing.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, I definitely think when you're a defensive player, especially defensive lineman, every single play is a car crash. So I think we're seeing a lot more of those players realizing earlier in their careers that, oh, this hurts, and this could hurt for a long, long time if I don't hang them up. So I'm gonna take my cool. I don't know what Aaron Donald made in his career, probably over $200 million.
A lot.
Yeah,
A lot.
I'm sure it was plenty. I'm sure he was happy about getting his
A lot.
10-year.
Probably not enough for
Probably
his
not enough.
impact.
Right? No, he was arguably the greatest player in the entire game for a 5-year stretch. So, dude was incredible. Got that 10-year pension. So I think that was, along with the Super Bowl ring, what was kind of keeping him around whenever he was that close. Got the Super Bowl ring. I think he was kind of like, oh, maybe I'll retire. And then he's like, oh, one more year to get the pension. Why not? Why not one more? Why not? So, good for him. Hats off to an incredible career. And now the Rams have to look to plug a big gaping hole.
That's what she said. Michael.
In their defensive line that, like I kind of alluded to, a lot of us could kind of see coming, but at the same time, it's impossible to prepare for when you're losing a guy of his caliber. So, with that being said, Aaron, I mean, outside of losing Aaron Donald, they really haven't made any improvements to the defensive line. Um, Secondary, they've improved at bringing in Tre'Davious White, Cameron Curl, Darius Williams, uh, and then hopefully shoring up that offensive line a little bit, bringing in Jonah Jackson out of Detroit. So, what do you kind of think is the Rams' plans come draft time? I mean, it's got to be D tackle, right, with that first round pick, because they're in perfect position to get a replacement right off the bat.
Yeah, the only thing is, unfortunately, like the one position this draft isn't super deep at, I would say, is probably D tackle. So I don't know if they're gonna get their immediate replacement for Aaron Donald. Not that you ever could,
Yeah, no, not
with
him.
how good he was, but they could probably get someone serviceable. Murphy out of Texas could get him. Tavondre Sweat out of Texas, I really like him. He could probably they could probably pick him up second or third round. Um, so yeah, there are options. It's just unfortunate that they lose him this year when D tackle's not the most deep position.
Yeah, I mean, I think Johnny Newton out of Illinois is another option for them that he may be available later in the first round. I don't know exactly where the Rams pick, but obviously they made the playoffs, so it's probably somewhere in the mid 20s.
19.
19, okay, so just out inside the 20s. Um, I guess I forget they traded all their picks away, so it's probably not even their pick that they have. So yeah, I mean, they could go a couple different directions come draft time. I think defensive line makes a lot of sense, but they could also, I mean, I feel like we say this for every team, they could go receiver with how deep that position is this year in the draft, you know? So, I don't see them going receiver. If anything, on the offensive side, they probably go offensive lineman to help protect Matt Stafford with, him aging, not being able to move around as well. Another addition to the team, though, speaking of quarterbacks, that we didn't mention earlier, Jimmy Garoppolo came to town this offseason, joined the Los Angeles Rams. So, do you think there's any chance with him kind of, you know, going back to a Shanahan type system where he's had success in the past? Do you think Jimmy Garoppolo, if Matt Stafford gets hurt this year, has a chance at resurrecting his career?
Um, Maybe. I don't really see it. I think there are so many good young quarterbacks coming into the
It'd
league year
be
after
it'd
year
be
now
weird.
that it's tough once you kind
Yeah,
of lose that viewpoint of being like a solid starting quarterback that they can be like these journeymen, you know, older starters like the Fitzpatricks. Those are kind of a dying breed. Um, he could be a solid journeyman backup like a Gardner Minshew.
yeah,
Uh, kind of that role where it goes to maybe mentor a young guy and replace him if he gets hurt, or kind of like here, Matt Stafford, who's had some injury problems these last few years. Um, he could go in and fill in for him if he uh, hurts himself. But just kind of to go back to this draft talk real quick, I don't I don't see them going offense in the first round. Really, I mean, first round running backs, everybody kind of knows that's a no-no. So
yeah,
that's probably their biggest need, I would say, on the offensive side of the ball. Other than always a solid tackle.
yeah.
And
Offensive lineman
losing
injuries.
Whitworth
Hmm.
after their Super Bowl. They're probably still looking to replace him. Um, and they're probably right around that range where the elite guys might be gone. You're going to get a good guy, and then do you go a good lineman, or do you maybe try and pick up one of these really good DBs that are falling, or maybe a wide receiver? But like I said, I don't think they need to go offense. I mean, they got Puka Nakua and Tutu Atwell, who really showed out last year. Those are good young guys. They still got Cooper Cup, who is, having dealt with his injury problems this last season, but he's still tip-top shape when he's healthy. Demarcus Robinson, who's a good 3, but I don't really see them having to go offense unless it's tackle. So I would probably expect them to go offense or defense, probably D line or DB.
Yeah, I mean, it's really probably one of those two position groups because linebackers aren't going to go first round. Safeties probably aren't going to go first round. So it's probably either going to be a cornerback or some sort of D lineman to replace Aaron Donald. Probably, like you said, not going offense, but I would not be shocked to see them go offensive lineman or maybe even if they feel really frisky wide receiver because the wide receiver talent is plentiful. And like you said, Cooper Cup has dealt with injuries to where if you can have a guarantee across from Puka Nakua for the next 5 to 10 years, why not? So, but
Well, they do have 11 picks this draft,
they do have okay.
including 4 sixths and 2 fifths. So maybe they look to package some of those. They've also got 2 thirds. So they package a couple of those
Trade
with
into
like a
the
third
second, maybe.
to move up early in the second.
Yeah.
Maybe they try and move up into the first somehow, and get one of those kind of like we were saying, elite offensive linemen. But yeah, that's really the only position I would see them taking on offense would be a tackle.
Well, unless you got anything else, I think that'll do it for this episode of the most unprofessional sports channel on YouTube, Swivel Chair Sports. I've been your host, Zach Circle Purple, here with the ghost today, Aaron. Go and say bye, Aaron.
Bye.
All right, please make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this. Other than that, deuces.